Yo, what's going on, swole bodies? It's Hasten here. Welcome back to another video. Today we are taking a look at the top 10 fights in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stardust Crusaders. This list is in no particular order. I am simply going based off of my top 10 favorite fights, and of course in the comments leave down below what your favorite 10 fights were, not from Battle of Egypt, just from Stardust Crusaders. I really do enjoy at least 95% of the fights in this entire series, so it's really hard to decide which ones you actually want to be in the list. I will also throw my entire list down in the description and pin it as a comment so you can go by and just see which ones I chose. And this is just in Stardust Crusaders, not Battle in Egypt. That's very important because Jojo versus Dio, Kakyoin versus Dio, none of those fights will be on this list because this is the first 24 episodes, part 1 of season 3. So let's just jump into this video. But before we do, if you are new, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It does help. I make anime content, JoJo's content, whatever you want to see. I make training videos too. If you like JoJo's content, leave a like and I'll be sure to keep doing this. Number 10, Jotaro versus Kakyoin. So the main reason why I chose this fight is because of a couple of reasons. It introduces the next boy to the gang. It highlights a stand battle. It's really the first actual stand battle other than, of course, Jotaro and Avdol. Jotaro really couldn't control it that well and stuff. And I was genuinely surprised that Kakyoin was a good guy, that they just took the little bud out of his head, which also highlights where the story is going to go because it is shown that Dio puts the bud in his head and stuff, and it really highlights Jotaro's Star Platinum's precision. Alright, so next up we have Kakyoin versus Gray Fly. Now this one I liked for a couple of reasons. It started the plane meme, so every single time they get on a plane, after this fight they always crash, and it's the meme. They always crash whatever vehicle they're on. I even saw that in part 5, my reaction with Trish, and it gave you like a sense of actual danger because, you know, especially from part 1 and part 2, JoJo's is not afraid to kill anybody off, no matter who it is. So it actually does give you a sense of danger because of what's gonna happen. I mean, a freaking plane is crashing. Like, what are you gonna do? And then last but not least, the old guy surprised me because he was the stand user. I did not actually expect that at all. It was very unexpected, and when he's the one who died after they killed the little fly, that was just hilarious. So next up, number 3, we got Hol Horse versus Polnareff. I like this fight for a couple of reasons. Number 1, again, it really does build Polnareff's character because he is out for revenge for his sister, obviously, and he was just running out there, just not listening to what they said, not stopping for anybody. After Avdol's death, quote unquote, he really started to like appreciate life more, I guess you could say, and he slows down and really reflects on his actions, and that just all led into this massive meme of everybody knowing that Avdol didn't die, but Polnareff did not. He thought he actually did, and I actually thought Avdol was gonna die, because like I said, JoJo's isn't afraid to kill off anybody, as we see, and I thought Avdol was actually dead. Like, I was actually sad, and of course he dies later, but you know, whatever. Next up we got Enya the Hag versus Jotaro. This one, again, for a couple of reasons, it highlights Jotaro's intelligence, and I really didn't know where it was going, where he caught her in her lies. I did not expect it because of course it happened off camera, like when he didn't write his real name, and she was like, "Oh, it's you, Jotaro Kujo," or whatever, and he was like, "Yare yare daze, baka yaro." So it highlights his intelligence. Polnareff licked the toilet. That was hilarious, and Joseph made it 10 times better by making fun of him a lot, and it really just highlights the chemistry between all of them, and I just really enjoyed the fight. Justice was given, literally justice, because the stand's name is Justice, ha ha ha. The reason why I said justice is given is because she like took control of the dead and stuff with like Baby, which is kind of an asshole move. And she was just like this little wank throughout the whole series, and then she finally got murked. Next up we got Steely Dan versus Jotaro. I like Steely Dan's stand. It was very interesting how he held Joseph hostage, and then Kakyoin's Hierophant Green, I think that's how you pronounce it, like attached onto him after they got him out of Joseph's head, which is really interesting to see how his stand can like do different things. I don't think there's ever been a fight that gave me a sense of I want this guy to get the shit beat out of him as much as a Steely Dan because of everything he did to Jotaro, especially knowing Jotaro's personality. And after he realized that Joseph was safe, then he could start whamming on Steely Dan, and that was hilarious. I really enjoyed that. Ura! He like wrote down everything that Steely Dan did to him so he could repay it back. Next up we got Yellow Temperance. Of course, this one gave us the little meme. That's like the #1 reason why I like this fight. The little meme. Also, yeah, the Yellow Temperance was really overpowered, so he was like, how in the world is Jotaro gonna actually defeat this guy if he can't do anything, if he can't burn it, if he can't freeze it, he can't beat it, he can't do anything. So like I said, the main reason was just the cherry little meme. Next up we got Joseph versus the Empress. I like this fight because it really showed how Joseph still has it. He's 60 years old, and the last time we saw him, he was like in his 18, 19, I think, in part 2. But now he's 60 and he still has it. He still has the intelligence, the prowess, and the fighting experience to outsmart his opponents. And then, of course, Polnareff, always the butt of the joke. The woman that he was trying to woo, she turned into a nasty blob of a wench and then absolutely just like exploded in front of him, which was also hilarious. Again, it's always nice seeing Polnareff get memed. And it's a dedicated episode just for Joseph, and it was frustrating when like he kept taking wrong turns and stuff, but at the end of the day, Joseph's Joseph, and he always does give us these brilliant moments. Nearing the end of the list, we had number 8, the Sun versus the group. This is one of those fights where it's not because it's badass, it's not because it's cool, it's because it's hilarious. There have been a few times, again, in anime where I laugh a lot, out loud, audibly. A couple would be like The Devil's a Part-Timer and Konosuba, those were really funny. And every single time Joseph is in anything, he's always this freaking character that always makes me laugh. Especially when he thought he was the one who had to defeat the Sun because all the other boys lost their minds. But in reality, they were laughing at how stupid the Sun was, because it was freaking overpowered until you see the dude with the mirror and an AC in his little camp thing. It just gives us this iconic moment.
Oh my god!
Wow, this list is almost already over, but number 9 we have Death versus Kakyoin. I really did enjoy this fight. Again, I enjoyed all these fights. I enjoyed most of the fights. But Death versus Kakyoin, because it was very interesting. I really did not expect the baby to be the stand user. That was very weird. I was like, what? How was it? Because I was like, how is a baby even going to be able to use a stand? It was just so crazy. Like, he took him to another world in the sleep and stuff. It was very unique, but nobody believed in Kakyoin. Like, who would believe that a baby had a stand and there was no proof because he couldn't remember anything? He just like sliced it in his arm. Nobody believed Kakyoin, and even after they solved everything, Kakyoin was the only one who remembered it, and they didn't even remember. But Kakyoin did get his slice of revenge when he fed the conscious baby poop. Yep. His own poop. Part 3 really did a great job of like serving justice, to put it frankly. And the last but not least, we have Hangman versus Polnareff. The plot was from the very beginning, Polnareff, the only reason why he joined, he wanted power from Dio to kill the guy who killed his sister. This is actually Enya's son, which is kind of weird. But his stand is very unique. Like, he can jump from mirror to mirror, and it was very unique with the eyeballs and stuff. And the plot was very well structured from the beginning, from Polnareff until the end, when he finally made his journey to getting revenge for his sister, which was kind of sad. But we did see him eventually prevail, and it does give him like a sense of peace because he did avenge his sister. That was basically the top 10 fights of JoJo's Part 3, Stardust Crusaders. Not Battle in Egypt, again, not Battle in Egypt. But let me know what y'all's list would have been. This is just like my personal favorites, and as always, I will see you swole bodies next time. Peace!